Alright, so I'm here today with Adam. We're having a look at his nice white 33 over there. Adam, welcome
Nice
to the
to meet
show.
you, mate.
Alright, we'll start off by having a bit of a look at the engine. How about that?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Alright, so we're in the engine bay.
Yep.
And where did you start with the modifications?
Well, probably my first mod for engine bay was straight to turbocharging.
Yep.
And basically the reasoning for it was I was nearly 19, P-plater, and this thing felt like a slug on the road really, and wanted to give it something to get moving.
Yep.
The turbocharger that's currently on there is actually my fourth. I think I've had two stock ones,
yep,
a hypergear turbo, and now onto an official Garrett.
Yep.
From there, obviously with a larger turbo you need better cooling, so we have things like the front mount intercooler. Yep. Obviously then once we got more air we need more fuel, so then the next natural step was to go for injectors. Nismo 740cc's to give me plenty of headroom for the future. Also am quite concerned about heat soak and trying to keep the car as cool as possible, sucking in nice clean outside air. Yep. So I made my own heat shield out of tinted perspex, yep, with a custom cold air intake that scoops straight from the outside front bar right up into it, and it's all shielded off to hopefully give it as cool air as possible.
Yep. Now you mentioned the airflow meter earlier.
Yes.
Do you want to just go over that again?
Well, essentially the reason it's there is because the turbo is quite large, and then when I let off the throttle some air comes backwards through the system, and if it goes backwards through the airflow meter the car will drop its revs and try to stall. So we essentially try to eliminate that completely by moving it to the forced induction side of the system. And another reason for that as well is we had to actually move the blow-off valve because the airflow meter is so close to where the stock position is. Yep. We had to relocate it here just before it, and then that still recirculates back into the intake.
And it makes it a shorter recirculation path too.
That's true.
Alrighty, so would you like to explain the wastegate assembly and the screamer down there?
Sure. Well, essentially it just releases the pressure from the turbo and then vents it out straight to the atmosphere, no going through catalytic converters or anything like that. And the reason for that is because I wanted to make sure I had perfect boost control because it's a non-turbo motor with a high compression. Yep. And if any of the pressures go higher, say from a turbo giving too much pressure, I could blow my whole motor.
Yep, or bend a few things.
That's right, very easily. And then everything to control how much pressure I allow, which at the moment is at about 18 to 19 pounds, is through the electronic boost controller, which is made by Gizmo.
Yep. And you mentioned you had braided lines and
yes, well, I mean,
things down there?
Yeah, basically we have custom braided lines for the oil and water to provide to the turbo. You can see there one of the water lines that come up from the back underneath the plenum here. And basically it's just because a stock turbo needs less oil than one of these bigger ones, so we need to get some bigger lines. Yep.
Alrighty. Now we'll move around to the back.
Sure.
Now we've got your custom garnish here. Yep. Do you want to just explain to us the process you came to actually make this?
Okay.
You did it all yourself, didn't you?
Absolutely, did it all myself. Basically, I should say first though, that is a lie. I did the one thing someone had to do for me, which was paint, because I wanted to make sure it looked good.
Yep.
Once I got it back home...
Well, that's excusable. Most people don't know how to paint properly.
Yeah, well, that's true. So basically, once I got it back home from the painters, I cut the back of it open because I couldn't actually pry it open. I tried and I was nearly going to snap it in half.
Yeah, I've had that trouble.
Yeah. So once I got that, went down to one of the local electronics stores and got myself a set of an LED strip. Got myself some wire and a couple of switches. And then I basically ran it all the way from the boot right back to under the dash to the cigarette lighter, and so at least that way I could control it whether I wanted it on and off, not just make it come on with the lights. And it's also illegal in Victoria to make it a working brake light, so I couldn't put it in the actual covered brakes. And yeah, I mean, I get so many compliments from it. It was probably, I think, my 34th mod, and it cost me $50 to do.
Alright Adam, we're inside the car now. Obviously you've done the dash here. Do you want to just go through a few of the other things you've done here?
Okay, well, I mean, obviously the first thing that comes to mind is blue, and yeah, I've always liked it, and I just sort of, as the years progressed, decided to change my bulbs, so everything is blue.
Yep.
Footwell blue, just to sort of match, even the blue boost gauge. And then the next thing that you'd probably notice is the Power FC, which brings everything, all the mechanics and the engine mods together, and is just controllable in one unit.
Yep.
The dash was done to try to complement the colours as best as possible without looking too cheesy. And yeah, otherwise I love the feel of the stock steering wheel and everything like that.
I was going to ask about that because I thought that was an R32 steering wheel, not an R33 steering wheel.
No, it's actually a sport version of the R33, yep. So it doesn't actually have the airbag. But yeah, here's the sporty one.
Yep.
And a few of the gauges, but the reasoning for the gauges here, this one I actually do need, unlike most people who just put it here,
yep.
is because my car didn't come with a boost gauge.
Yep. That's something I have noticed on your revs there. You don't have the little boost cutout.
That's correct.
The turbos have.
Yes, yeah, and the other one was basically one of my younger choices as well.
Just for fun, really.
Yeah, basically, it's that's what you do when you're young. You know, you want to have a bit of fun with your car.
Yep. All right, and did you want to just go with the stereo?
Stereo, okay, well that's a Pioneer head unit, and my first audio mod was to get the head unit, and then we joined the system. We have JL splits in the fronts, JL 6x9s in the back, a JL 4-channel amp to power all our speakers, yep. and a JL monoblock to power the WB3 subwoofer in the back, which gives the boot quite a rattle.
Yep, excellent, excellent. I think I've got one of those speakers sticking in the back at the moment. Alrighty, cool, thanks.
No worries.
Well, Adam, thank you very much for your time today.
Absolutely.
We're running out of light, so we may as well hit the road.
Yeah.
And it's been great talking to you and having a look at your car.
You too, mate.
Thank you.